Oh, God, yes.
That's the ticket. That is the stuff.
That is the stuff.
How you feeling?
I feel energized, B12'd up, focused, full of life, and ready for another 10 to 12-hour day.
Quenched and fueled is what we feel here with G Fuel. They are literally how we survive these long days of having bright lights and cameras and attention and faces and focus on us. So G Fuel, so much love.
One of the best ways to support the channel is by getting yourself some G Fuel using our special promo code. I want to keep this partnership forever.
Frankly, for us to stay awake, just
it
consciousness.
helps the channel out more than any other brand deal we ever had in our lives.
Because frankly, trailers at 6 a.m., shows dropping at midnight. It's a 24-hour situation.
You never know.
Also, another thing that helps out the channel is leaving a like on this video.
Oh, yes.
So we know that you liked this video, and that helps us know what you want us to watch in this video.
What are we watching
We're
today?
watching RoboCop 2.
Oh my God, because people recommended it?
Very specifically because
even
they
though
recommended
we said
it.
we would not watch it, now we're here watching it.
We went the entire video going like, I want to preserve this experience. And then all the comments were like, no, watch RoboCop 2.
I've never seen even a moving frame. I have no clue what this one's about.
I knew they rebooted it. I knew that at some point he left Peter Weller, and now I'm about to find out he is in this one and why and how. And if you want to watch this full experience, please check out the Patreon where these super sexy rejects get to watch this front, back, beginning to end. With no cuts, the full experience. You can see our resting, watching faces as we RoboCop, so check it out over there. And also over there, Greg and John watch several other shows exclusively with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. Without further ado, let's RoboCop 2.
Okay, yeah, this is a different movie. You can already tell.
I'm so in though, the little drums, Kevin Bacon hair. This looks like a PSA.
Whoa! What is happening? Oh, yes. Okay,
Magnavolt.
No way!
No need to trouble the police.
It is a PSA. It's a commercial.
Actually a PSA
it's a
in
commercial.
the movie.
And it won't even run down your battery.
Thanks, John Glover.
Lethal response.
I love this.
The Surgeon General is dead, gunned down 20 minutes ago by militant addict of the deadly designer drug nuke.
The greatest health threat facing our nation.
Oh, we're going to deal with drugs this time?
Ooh, early 90s.
The most addictive narcotic in history. A plague that...
Whoa.
Wow, the news does not censor here.
Nope. Not in Frank Miller's universe.
People want paradise, and they will have it.
The assassination is the latest act of terrorism by Cain, following the firebombing of a drug treatment clinic.
Terrorist or misunderstood?
Just wants paradise. What are you going to do?
OCP cut our salaries 40% and canceled our pensions. God knows why, but they want this strike.
Okay, so they haven't dropped the commentary.
No, not at all so far.
What happened?
Robber ass.
Wow. Detroit's not great.
That homeless lady was walking around with all that shit.
She just mugged another lady.
Ouch.
Hold him!
Oh, you put my eye out, bitches!
Real circle of life situation.
I hope this movie is just whatever's been stolen just keeps getting passed
Moving
along.
until RoboCop gets it and returns it to that lady.
He's out! Come on!
All right.
Come on! Come on!
This definitely reminds me of Dark Knight Returns. Like we talked about the TV last time, but also the bad guy talking to the camera and like planning his stuff and how bad Gotham's gotten.
Oh, sure.
Where's the bullets for this gun, man? Third drawer, bottom.
This one's definitely a lot more cheesy.
Immediately.
Hey, this guy always played this kind of role.
Yeah, this guy's like the face of this.
It's the cops, man! Cops are on strike, stupid! Can't you hear that?
It is an interesting time to set it where cops are on strike, so there could be like it's like the purge,
Yeah.
chaos in the streets. There's
And
something
the
interesting
first
to
movie
do.
had that at the end where it was threatened. Remember? I think.
They set it up.
Did you see that? We got it!
Was there anyone in that car?
I did not see a driver there. Nondescript villain of the 80s and 90s.
Well, they got set pieces down. Is it RoboCop? It's RoboCop.
Yeah. That was a cool shot through the flickering.
Oh, when humans are on strike, machines will do the jobs. Whoa. RoboCop, did you slim down, buddy?
He got a little leaner. He's moving great.
Peace, officer. Think it over, creep.
He's a little brighter and purplier.
Nuke. Where is it made?
Not mine, man. I told you I'm clean. Ow!
Ooh.
All I know is where I get it.
The music with that walk is a choice. Peter Weller did not return for a third RoboCop.
It's like a Schumacher world now.
Oh, yeah, good call. We haven't had opening credits yet, right?
This feels like the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. This one feels dated versus the last
Which
one,
did not.
which was the 80s but didn't feel dated. Yeah. This feels like super specifically 90s.
Who directed this?
I heard Irvin Kershner, director of Empire Strikes
Oh,
Back.
Empire Strikes Back director to this?
Yeah.
All right.
Even that like Terminator soundtrack. Nice. Speaking of Terminator.
Instead of the
Open the
reach
door.
through, just the one punch?
Yeah.
What a silly shot. Oh, that's great.
That was hilarious.
Sasquatch walk into frame.
Date mode. Daddy mode.
Robo baby. Oh, he's definitely got way more like ornate branding. He definitely got 90s branding RoboCop.
This is a bust.
Oh, protect the baby. Everyone, aim for his body.
Shoot everywhere but his face.
Ladies, stay down.
Men,
more
be
per-
shot.
He's got more personality.
That was cool.
Why do I feel like this teenage boy is going to be important?
I feel like he's a sidekick.
Yeah.
He's the lone wolf and cub storyline. Hey,
yes.
she's back. They're even acting differently. Like they're moving. I don't know. It's weird. There's some things like different.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's lost its grit, grounded, real. But I was prepared for that.
Yeah, it's fair. It's just weird that even emotion, I'm like, this looks different.
Oh
Well,
my
that
God.
kid's in tons of stuff, I think.
Can't shoot a kid, can you?
Whoa. Oh, the one smart kid, the one smart guy in the movie.
Of anyone.
Uh-oh. Oh my God, it's gonna be a father-son story.
Lone wolf and cub with a kid.
No shit from either one of you.
Plot trajectory.
Is he gonna ricochet it off the door?
I'll do it. I'll fucking kill it.
We can't have that.
Yes.
Smart.
Oh, did we get to meet his family?
Oh yeah, they would be alive.
Oh, very much so. I think this takes place mere months after the first.
My impression was they were dead for some reason.
Just left him. I think she's onto you.
See, my RoboCop movie would be a psychological thriller about RoboCop cracking and wanting his family back.
I'd make mine about the internet. He'd have an existential crisis about whether humanity was worth saving or not, a la Ultron.
Too thematic. I would go. He becomes psychotic and wants to kill whoever his wife is now sleeping with.
It's a revenge thriller.
Yeah.
I want a man versus self versus machine.
See, it would be from her perspective. All this creepy stalker stuff.
Oh, it's like Jaws? RoboCop's Jaws.
You have any idea what you're doing to that poor woman?
Take a look at her file.
Mrs. Murphy is bringing suit against OCP. My name is Tom Delaney. I'm representing her.
Oh, this is an interesting plot.
Spying on her, trying to make her think her husband is still alive.
She's barely started to accept the loss.
Oh.
That is interesting.
Do you think you could ever be a husband to her? What can you offer her?
Not gonna lie, guys. I love this plot idea.
Yeah, this is a great...
Yeah.
I'm reinvested.
Are you Alex Murphy?
No.
Are you human? You are simply a machine.
Oh, no. Say no.
I am a machine.
Nothing.
Oh, that loss of soul. Oh, wow.
The vacant stare.
Hey, this is good character setup for Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
What is he? What is his identity? What is humanity for this guy?
That was the movie I wanted a minute ago. Now I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's seen his face before.
Oh, this is tragic.
Alex, don't you remember me?
This is not how I expected her to behave.
Touch me.
He wants to be human.
It's cold.
They made this to honor him.
To honor him.
Your husband is dead. I don't know you.
He's got to reject it. I mean, it's ultimately what is best for her.
We saw that transition in him. Oof.
But he sacrifices his own soul for this.
Thought all communication systems were the same. I tried to save the company a few bucks. It took 2 days to download specs from Cleveland. Lost the account.
It's a hell of a... It's a hell of a commercial. Communication.
I had missed the commercials. The commercials are amazing.
We're taking Detroit private.
So you deliberately undermined our credit.
That was the easy part.
Prick.
Do you know how many people are dying out there? You're murderers.
I'd advise you to say nothing further. It might be actionable.
Okay, so they're shining more of a spotlight this time on the dangers of capitalism over humanity.
It's that good sequel escalation of like, they got away with it, now they're this far.
I love how they're keeping them as bad guys, even though RoboCop saved him in the last movie.
He learned nothing.
OCP pioneered cyborg technology, state-of-the-art destructive capabilities, commanded by a unique combination of software.
Oh my God, a new robot.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you
Ed 10?
RoboCop 2.
RoboCop 2.
Who's it gonna be? They're so aptly
literally
named.
RoboCop 2.
The name of the title of the movie is the thing.
Oh, this is meta. RoboCop 2 does not look great. Oh my God.
Artem Zola.
Yeah.
Stop or I'll shoot.
Yeah.
OCP is proud to present the future of urban pacification. RoboCop 2.
Urban pacification bullshit.
He rips his own head off.
That was hilarious.
Robots with emotional problems.
They're not robots, cyborgs.
This proves you need the human.
We use living human tissue, and that's our whole problem.
AMPTP, take note.
Finding themselves stripped of all that, it's no wonder they become.
Our one success was a cop.
It's an Alex Murphy, top of his class, devout Irish Catholic, family man, indicates a fierce sense of duty. That's probably what kept him alive.
The individual.
I believe that Murphy's case was unusual, but not unique. We can find someone else, someone to whom the prospect might even be desirable.
Where can you find a cop who's a devout Irish Catholic?
I don't think they make a lot of Irish cops.
I feel like they don't do that.
Don't check New York or Boston.
What a fascinating question. Would you only want to serve and protect if you were getting paid to do it? Yes, for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a job.
I mean, yeah, for
me. You gotta get to eat, you gotta pay your rent. I mean, I'm just saying.
I wouldn't be a vigilante.
No.
Hob. That's him.
That kid would grow up to be Bon Jovi.
See, in my RoboCop movie, he would take him, kill him, and then turn him into a robo-child.
Ah, to replace his own.
Mm-hmm.
1 cop per car. Okay, these are the routes. 3 cars.
1 cop per car?
That's right.
The kid's the leader. I love this.
Is he really?
Pay the man.
Is he really?
Kid Kingpin.
Hey, you didn't count
Kidpin. Don't.
You should really count it, you know.
It's okay.
Give him something to help him with his conscience.
Kidpin.
No, that's all right. I don't really want it.
Come on, Duffy. I know you need it.
That's how he keeps him. Keeps him addicted. Don't lose me, movie.
You got a problem with Kidpin? It's a very believable subplot. It's 11-year-old crime boss.
Just reeled me in. Don't lose me.
Freeze! Turn around. Put your hands up.
I'm going to hold my gun up against you for a while. Oh, damn. Walk and then say freeze. That guy was probably the stunt coordinator. Oh, hell no. No. John Belushi, don't fuck this up, man.
It's all on you.
Duffy, have a seat. Where is Cain?
I told you I don't know!
Arcade violence.
River Rouge, the old sludge plant.
You're a rotten cop.
Ghostbusters. See, I feel like the production design of the world, the sets and stuff, and the paintings.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a 7 right now, and I need it to go to a 10.
Yep, because
Like,
the first one was a 10.
Just amp it up. Like, I don't care if it's neon or whatever, if it looks like the
But this
Frank
matte
Miller
black
graphics,
Ford ain't doing it for you with a sticker on the side that was
just
peeling off.
like the graffiti on the walls. Just amp it up. Yeah.
This guy's whole situation's amazing.
His outfit.
This bolo tie combo. Oh!
Don't worry. Murphy's lips are still intact.
Not a scratch.
How did he pull that off?
He somehow knew and pushed the cut. I don't have an answer.
Oh. Steel metal ground is not ideal for RoboCop sneaking.
Very stealthy clanks. If they made this today, it'd be David DeSmalchin and Ant-Man playing that role.
I think the kid's gonna have a change of heart.
I hope so.
I am a devout Roman Catholic.
Who loves rock and roll? That explains that guy's hair, though.
Oh, yeah, no.
Wait, is that Elvis?
Yes.
No, like the body of Elvis. I wasn't expecting Elvis. Like, why?
You
want me?
dead or alive?
One of us must die.
Oh, he was just answering the question.
Didn't finish the line.
I was ready for the question. Do you want me dead or alive? I thought he was going to, yeah.
Quote the tagline. Oh. Took it clean off.
Man, this kid's frustrating. Oh, shit.
They program you, and you do it.
I will kill you.
You just tried. I forgive you.
God, I would love to be a cult leader.
Seems simpler.
Smart man. Oh, is his face still intact? Oh, damn.
Just a small bruise. I wonder if the cop...
It's actually kind of sinister.
I wonder if the cop set it up. Like, that'd be great if the cop, because it is perfectly designed to torture a RoboCop.
Do they want to make RoboCop their own?
They say he's got a brain. I want to see it.
You think it was me that beat you? It was this.
Are they going to give it to it?
Is he going to be addicted to drugs? Can he be? Oh, no. Okay.
YouTube, this drug is not real. It is made up.
It's called Nuke. Whoa.
Look at that!
Damn.
They're dismembering RoboCop.
Come on, cut it out!
I really do like how they are keeping this menacing vibe about what is his identity.
They just threw body parts at the cops.
Oh my goodness.
Christ, he's been stripped.
Oh, that is horrifying.
What a great use of the animatronics. Oof.
I know every inch of him, every circuit, every living nerve.
Jeez.
How long can he last?
Got him on minimal life support, keeping the brain going with microshocks.
Oh my God. Your daughter, Sue Young, is about to be kidnapped.
This unit needs millions of dollars in parts. You can't expect authorization for that kind of cash outlay overnight.
If you don't fix him, it's murder.
This movie is surprising me.
I'm enjoying it more next, especially at the beginning. I was worried at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm enjoying way more than I thought I would. Oh, no.
Ah, double crossed by the criminals, eh?
You told them, Duffy. You told them where we were.
Oh, it wasn't clever.
You think you're the only cop we have?
How did they know he told them?
Maybe the kid heard it?
Come on.
I thought that woman was there. Like, and the second it starts, oh my God.
Do not want.
Oh, that's why.
Doesn't he look scared?
Oh.
Watch. You learn. You learn, little boy.
Ooh.
These are death row inmates.
And of no use to society.
Oh, smart. It's just about the determination.
That is clever.
Oh my
and
God.
messed up. They're going to get their own evil RoboCop.
Anti-RoboCop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Robo-murderer.
Robo-criminal? Oh my God, yes.
Sequel.
He's just been waiting for an excuse to get you fired.
Way to go, man. Now she's going to stick that Robo-criminal onto you.
Ooh, he's got an emergency bicep reboot.
I would not want to wake up in this condition.
Man, that is a cool prosthetic thing.
It's horrifying.
He's critical. I've got to stay with him.
We'll let you know when we need your services.
Nobody on your staff has my experience with him. You need me.
We don't need anybody.
That is really well done, though. That is horrifying.
It really is.
RoboCop's command program. It's time to update the program.
For all the shooting he does, I've never once seen him take the time to do anything nice. Like visit an orphanage.
In the first movie, he was playing with kids and saying, stay in school.
I am Officer Alex Murphy, Detroit Police Department.
That won't do. What are you?
RoboCop, Crime Prevention Unit.
I must learn to lie.
I type it, you think it.
You type it, I think it.
Is it working or is she hacking him?
You're free. You're free from doubt, free from having to make painful choices.
That one-eye choice is cool.
It's about duality, Coy.
The dichotomy between dark and light.
Yeah. That is an interesting question, though. I must ask myself, if I could just have it inputted into my brain, would I want that rather than the discipline
Struggle
and
of living?
growth? Yeah.
Just worried there, Murphy.
Fate, free will.
I'm touched.
Get this guy.
That smile's so unnerving.
Ready for duty, partner?
You betcha.
Let's go.
Nothing I'd rather do.
He sounds terrific.
This is how I imagine the cartoon is.
I'm going to say something that I feel like might be an unpopular opinion.
Uh-oh.
I think the script is better than the way this movie is directed.
That's what I was saying earlier. I like the bones of it more than I like how it's being executed so
And
far.
I wonder if the Irvin Kershner did, I don't know if he really quite knew how to bring
Tonally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it's playing with some interesting ideas.
I'm able to separate the script from the direction, and I'm like, the script is pretty solid.
Yeah, I see why Weller signed on.
Yeah,
when he had it. I love this little league gang.
It's Bob! Come on, Murph, wake up, will ya?
Good morning.
Hell yeah. I need to talk with you.
I think we should talk.
There's so many more kid criminals in this. It's amazing.
Where'd they go?
They're still here. Little bastards.
Move it! Up against the wall.
Let's go.
There's something about the nihilism and the corruption of innocence that I love the intention of it, and I think scripting wise, but the directing seems like it's holding back a bit. You know, I feel like Paul Verhoeven should have come back.
Oh, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
There's perfect stats.
Corpse.
I'm having trouble.
That was really well done.
I'm having trouble.
Think of mom and dad. What kind of lesson are you teaching them? A word on nutrition.
He's fucked up.
The point is, we all have to work.
It's OCP. They did something to you.
I'm fine.
This movie is still so much better than I was led to believe.
Same.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like a D.
I thought it was gonna be a terrible film. Yeah,
I was not like.
I was like, I didn't expect to take any of this serious. Some of the comedy is really well done too.
Waste makes haste, for time is fleeting.
Oh my God, there is so much memeable stuff here.
Yeah, how have I not seen memes of this yet?
Back! Thank you for not smoking.
Wow. Pool opinions for expressing yourself.
Holy shit.
They put all this nonsense into his brain. He has to obey.
Are you saying there's no way?
I can run a few thousand volts through him, pray his insulation holes, probably kill him.
What is happening?
Yeah, what a tonal shift. Does he know? Is he aware? Oh, he's willing to risk it. He heard how to save himself.
There is so much more electricity in this movie. They're trying to mislead us into thinking he's unaliving himself.
But he's actually trying to reboot his system.
Yeah.
Get him inside!
Come on, move it! Come on, come on!
This whole movie is like that one episode of all those Marvel Netflix shows of just our superhero healing.
Gotta go through the walkabout, man.
No directives found.
He's back to being Alex Murphy.
We'll offer our customers the opportunity to control every aspect of their emotional lives. Blue velvet.
I think it's ready, sir.
Yeah, see, there's some interesting topics they're touching on, like the corruption and control of human emotion, and that controls like consumerism. There's so many things that they're touching on that I think is really interesting.
But they're touching on so many and so quickly. It's really like not as thematically charged as the first because it's like
it's just not as focused. Right?
Yeah,
but it's still attempting stuff.
Hey, cops! Huh? What? Cops! And they ain't carrying no picket signs! They going to kick somebody's ass!
Oh, I love little moments like that in 80s and 90s movies. Side characters getting their best guest star moments.
Great shot. That was cool. Yo, oh, no. Oh, I thought his leg was blown off. Okay, never mind.
Old school squibs. All right, who's going to kill this kid?
I think he's just going to get injured. But
I don't know if he reforms. He's done a lot of murder. He's killing cops.
Love some good practicality. Is he hanging on? Yep.
Yeah.
How is he hanging on? Okay.
but physically. I mean, his grip strength would be crazy.
Yeah.
He's a RoboCop.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a dope stunt.
Wow.
That is a brave stunt, team. That was incredible.
The bartender there, especially.
Woo!
Yeah. This is a fun sequence.
This is
Damn.
awesome.
Oh, shit.
Oh, the sound.
No, the goodwill of the sequence. Oh, nice.
Take a bike, take a bike.
Robo-bike.
Gotta get on the bike. Yes.
He needs a Lucius Fox.
He does. Oh, RoboCop on a bike is as cool as I'd hoped.
Want to play chicken? You want to get nuts? Can he crash into it, then fly through the window?
I love that the plot device hole gave them a better shot. Like, I was so cleverly framed. Oh,
yes, he did it.
He can. He in fact can.
Did exactly what I was hoping for.
$500 million in cash, nuke money seized by police. As Metro North cops go back to work and apprehend the nuke lord Cain, who may not live.
Subject is violently antisocial, given to delusions of godhood.
Oh, he's got to be the other RoboCop. RoboCriminal's going to be the big bad.
How did we not see that?
Even just now when they said he was almost dead.
Yeah, how did we not see that?
We are bad movie viewers. It was right there the whole movie.
It's like one of the most predictable plot points.
Just on the nose.
Not see it come.
I'm through arguing with you, and I'm not asking for your permission. Cain is in the hospital, so we're going to get
I didn't realize you were a little boy.
You physically can be overpowered.
You heard the news? Shit, he's probably dead already. You just shut the hell up. And it's no more nuke for you, bitch. Damn it, Hob, you know that's not fair.
So corny.
You little bastard.
Real dare ad acting going on here.
When the movie's doing an intentional comedy moment, it's funny, it's good. But this movie has a lot of what just registers as unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
And,
like this scene out of context, hilarious. Like if we just cut out that 2 minutes.
You're going to have a chance for immortality as long as nothing happens to that lovely brain.
He's becoming the exact thing he did not want to become.
I'm afraid we lost our patient. Yep, he just expired. Night.
Whoa. That is so cold.
All right, hold your breath.
Let's see the brain.
Showtime.
We got it. Here it comes.
I don't know about the rest of you. I'm hungry.
Jeez.
Oh, what? This looks like Mars Attacks.
That's so gross.
This is turning my stomach a bit. Yak, yak! Yak, yak!
I love the POV of RoboCop to this POV of like evil and just seeing his own removed face.
If you want honest government that works for you, I'm asking you to dig deep into your pockets to give. Where does that put us, Gilly?
$4,000.
Hello, this is Vacusic.
Your Honor, I have some very good news for you.
Those fries look good.
They do.
Someone's shown up to bail the city out.
Your services to OCP will be rewarded.
We shifted 80% of our liquid resources to the urban pacification plan. And OCP will plummet, so will our stock.
I love the idea of the urban pacification as a way to feign safety.
And privatized city is terrifying as an idea.
Yeah.
You can get me fired if you want to. You are not bringing illegal drugs into my lab.
I will do worse than get you fired. Now leave me alone.
God, you know, man, I really just feel like it needed a better director.
And I like Empire a lot.
Like, there's just a lack of fervor behind the camera itself. Like, it's kind of shot like a TV movie, and it's really buggy, like a really well done TV movie.
But
not talking a streaming well done, like back in the day TV movie.
Like this is him as a disembodied CGI monster. Like that doesn't work. Why not just keep his face?
Almost every frame just sort of feels like a TV movie to me, and it's.
I wonder if any of you could help me. I'm looking for a Mr. Hop.
How much you need? Money, I mean.
$37,480,911.
Guess you're in some pretty deep shit.
Well, we need all the help we can get, young man.
He's not even like questioning.
50 million.
This is bullshit. Let's get out of here.
Oh, they're smart. Then they can control.
Privatizing the city for them.
Gentlemen? Well, will 50 do it?
Terrible.
ADR is rough.
Not even remotely close to being in sync. There's been no RoboCop for a while.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Conscious or no. Oh, he's got raptor claws for some reason.
Why drugs? People do drugs.
Because they want drugs. Nuke gives high quality at a cheap price. We don't go shoving our shit down anybody's throat, and we don't advertise it like they do with cigarettes or booze.
All things considered, little kid is not bad.
He's not. It's the way others act around him.
It's always going to be a little cheesy just because of context, but he's not bad.
It's not him.
Yeah. Oh no, little boy's going to get injured.
What the hell is that?
Raptor Evil RoboCop.
Whoa.
Oh no, the mayor! Mayor's dead.
Why would you even try to shoot this thing?
Okay, maybe.
Why would you try to shoot? You know you can't shoot RoboCop. Why would you try to shoot this thing? I guess one of the checklists of a RoboCop movie is shootouts in manufacturing warehouse location places.
We got this set. We got to use it.
Man, this guy's been
tough guy till he wasn't. Show his Scorpion King face. Yeah.
He's just become. Oh,
there
no.
it is.
Oh no.
You look great.
Okay.
Actress doing the work. I'm just going to give her credit.
Make love to it.
Cold iron hand.
It'll be great, Cain.
The shit. Oh man. Oh man. He is so mean to her.
Whoa.
Where'd he go?
Where could he be? That small truck?
Why don't you just pretend to be dead? Detroit.
Symbolism.
What?
It's very subtle.
Innocence corrupted by greed.
It's a 9-year-old Wall Street boy surrounded by money that couldn't save him.
I will call for a medical emergency unit.
Wait, no.
Who did this?
It was Cain. I'm gonna die. You know what that's like, don't you? It really sucks.
Yeah, you don't know what he went through.
A few times.
I think the most emotionally compelling part of this movie was introduced so early on about his wife and shit.
And they
I hate that they just completely annihilated
There's
it out
like
of this
20-minute section plot points that could be entire movies.
Yeah,
Press. Sorry, folks. Media only. TV and press only. You'll have to step back.
What's this Nazi rally?
it's not a Nazi rally.
A lot of black leather and
Nor
red.
are they trying to make it look like it.
Ah, okay, good.
There
good,
is
good.
no hints.
It's been subtle throughout.
Neo-Nazis.
Don't get too heavy-handed now.
I'm telling you, it's not what you think, guys.
This magnificent structure will be the seat of leadership for the new Detroit. And what better place for a clean, fresh start?
Corporations, human experimentation. I don't see any Nazi symbols.
Authoritarianism,
What?
privatizing entire cities.
Don't agree.
We're going to build a brand new city where Detroit now stands. An example to the world.
I love movies about evil corporations that are produced by a massive
Evil
corporation.
corporations. That's why I love The Boys on Amazon so much.
Who makes the most profit? The people who produce the movie.
They know what they're doing.
You'll have to tear down a lot of people's houses before you can make that thing. And then take away their homes.
Every citizen will have a living unit.
Nobody elected you.
Anyone can buy OCP stock and own a piece of our city.
This is how we got to Trumpism.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Come on, 51% of our audience is mad.
We need a law enforcement unit capable of meeting the enemy on his own ground to get the job done. Ladies and gentlemen,
Towering over the city.
A monolith.
RoboCop 2.
Still, they said it.
And make Made in America mean something again.
How did he sneak in here?
A hand cannon and a RoboCop.
100 of these are produced every day. RoboCop 2 will seek out every laboratory, every dealer, and rid our city of nukes.
You know, there's an addict in there. Let's see how this goes.
It wasn't just an addict, he was the head distributor.
What's wrong with him?
It's nothing at all.
Turn him off.
I can't.
Cain, let's step outside.
You're obsolete! That thing is a killer!
It's not even armed. It's harmless.
It's a killer and I saw it!
That controller's huge.
Armed.
No!
This guy needs to stop creating cyborgs. Just
Lessons
keeps going wrong.
learned. Come
Just
on,
keeps
guy.
going wrong.
Doesn't work out. Oof. Yeah.
Ooh.
The old super punch.
Cool mecha design. You should have. Smart man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's a cool shot.
That's actually kind of scary.
That was sick.
Yes.
90s.
You need your climax to be where a hero might fall to his death.
Mirroring the long-armed guy falling in the first one.
You're coming with me, Cain.
The hero's sacrifice. Oh, whoa. Guys, I can promise you that wasn't a green screen.
Was not. No blackout lines.
Oh, duality and duplicitousness.
You see the humanoid versus the inhuman monstrosity of man?
A lot about this movie has made me sad. I'm not gonna lie.
In what way?
There's a lot of things that just left me feeling like empty.
Yeah.
There's a lot I was really enjoying about it, but as it's gone on,
Its highs are high, but its lows are low.
yeah.
Definitely a sequel.
Ouch.
Robot Chickens, RoboCop 2.
Guys, everyone needs to evacuate the city of Detroit.
Perhaps leave Detroit. That must have been a cool toy. Battle Ravage RoboCop.
I feel like they wanted to sell toys this time.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's a toy.
This plan has gone so awry. Why even attempt?
There you go. Clear the civilians.
If you don't have like a bazooka?
This could look bad for OCP, Johnson.
Is he going to OD the robot?
For a movie that thematically sets up the question of soul and humanity, this movie manages to lose its soul as it goes.
And like the opening and end are so soulless. Like the bookends are so like, well, this is what I was afraid.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's kind of cool looking, I suppose.
It's got lots of moments.
See, that was a cool shot. The license plates are barcodes?
Yeah, I like that.
Man, Detroit's just full of idiots. Hey, the cops and Nazis have to work together.
That's not until 2023.
Why did RoboCop go up that escalator?
I think to get the drugs.
Okay. Did I miss something?
Took his time. He walked, picked up the red drug.
Did I check out for a minute?
You might have like a little disassociation. I didn't connect the dots for a bit, and I was like, where's he going? I think that's why.
Shit.
I thought that would do it. I mean, it wouldn't take out RoboCop, but I thought it would sure
Maybe
to
if I
take out
just
this
drive
guy.
this tank into this guy.
Yeah.
Bullets won't do it.
Let's give him what he wants.
Target to memory. That's clever. That's the Kardashian Coca-Cola ad. Methbocop.
I like how the scientist lady is still hoping her robot will win.
Yeah. I thought she
this-
might say behind you or something. Pull out his spine like Predator.
Judge Dredd movie ripped a lot of this off.
Oh, he got him.
Oh my god, the whole brain and everything.
Goodbye.
Sweet. Oh yeah, stretch your back out.
Good downward dog.
Unless RoboCop 3 is so bad it's good, I have no interest in watching.
I agree. This hurt me a little.
Yeah.
I'd gotten so excited.
I've been on such a roller coaster with this particular one.
It's gone from like A- to D- and back.
Yeah. It just becomes like a void.
I failed you.
Don't be hard on yourself. Everything's going to be all right. That business we were talking about. Get right on it.
This is like a great example of it being so on the nose and heavy-handed and holding on too long. Like that wasn't all her showing up and just
Yeah.
it
It's
doesn't get the
direction
what
and
worked.
script need to work together, and like directors work with their writers on rewriting and stuff. And I really think that, and I also feel like there's corporate input on this one. Yeah.
We need toys.
It just becomes like flat. He walked right over the
Stepping
body.
over that body.
How do you account for this disaster? Will OCP make reparations to the victims?
It's just a problem for me when a movie goes bigger, but there's less energy.
Yeah.
You know?
Patience, Lois. We're only human.
I guess they didn't bring the wife back for the third act. Screenplay by Frank Miller, story by Frank Miller. So the story I did
it
like.
said and written by Walton, whatever.
Those two written bys and one story by. So maybe
My-
Frank Miller and
Yeah. My guess would be that Frank Miller wrote this, and then they brought in another guy to
change it up.
rewrite the work of Frank Miller.
And I feel like Frank Miller and Verhoeven could have made a hell of a RoboCop 2.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, hey, now that we're in the review portion, I want to say that if you're here, been watching, appreciate it. But we're also on like Apple and Spotify, and so if you're listening to this on the podcast from Real Rejects, please, what do you do on podcasts? You like that?
You like it? You can leave a review.
Rate it all. Do it all. And also, while we're here, I want to say thank you to all who've been buying some Real Rejects apparel. I'm wearing right now, I think, an appropriate thing to wear for a thing about, corporations and consumerism is who influences the influencers with my little boy Rorschach right now. But we also got a whole bunch of other teas. There's an amazing way to support the channel. And yeah. So thank you all for listening. Coy, alrighty. Well, if you watch the reaction, I think you'll see that we were being fairly open. Okay.
We had a journey.
Basic journey of my emotional journey with this. Started off cheesy, and I went, all right, it's cheesy. I see the problems, but I feel like it's going to be a fun time. Then I was going, oh, wait, this movie's actually a lot smarter than I expected. There's actually some depth to this. They're making some interesting choices and commentary and emotional decisions. Then it started to bob and weave.
Wrapping it all up, adding new stuff, sprinkling, speeding.
Yeah, and then by the time we got to, which you can only describe as like a Marvel finale, or a comic book movie finale, which is kind of appropriate for a comic book writer to have done this. The lasting impression that it left me with was, wow, this movie has lost its soul. And I'm not sure exactly what point it was, but it reached some point where I realized, when was it? When can I pinpoint what it was?
I think it was when we had lost Robin Wright, wardrobe assistant. I don't know if that's Robin Wright.
There was a good chunk when we didn't have RoboCop for like 20
I was going to
minutes.
say, I think when we lost RoboCop, I realized they weren't going to wrap it up in a way that was going to feel fulfilling. And then once RoboCop came back, it was just action. RoboCop Return, it was just the first half, the first act, and the second half, the third act were soulless. And the middle was solid. But I do think that second half, the third act was like, okay.
Well, I mean, the first act was at least a little fun.
Yeah, but I think it was just being back in RoboCop.
But this movie didn't. To me, and maybe you guys loved the finale and had fun with it. I personally did not. I thought that it started to become really. I just felt numb,
and it was long.
This movie felt fucking long.
Like whenever they'd hold on all the action, I was like, okay,
it dragged. It started to drag.
Which is insane because there are so many 20-minute sections that introduce really interesting themes and concepts, and they'd rush through those. And then the action would be really long and heavy-handed, and then they'd like undermine some of the ideas they'd set up and rush to the next thing, but then it still felt long.
It was weird. It wasn't even that the execution itself was getting rushed. It was the wrap-up to it that was rushed. It would set you up like, oh, we're going to spend some time here. Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
That's where it kept sort of going in these strange increments. Okay, like I love the setup with him and his wife, which does not come around.
I really thought third act would bring her back, and it didn't.
Because he essentially goes on the same character arc that he went on in the first one, which is rediscovering I am human. It's the same character arc.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything different, and I thought they could have explored his place of identity here.
And how much of him was human, how much he still felt like himself. Because I thought that was the setup at the end of the first movie is like, he's found who he is, but now he needs to accept him as RoboCop. And that's what I thought the second movie was going to be.
Yeah, and it seemed like that's what they were setting up here.
And then they did not.
And they just did not go through with that. Like the scene with him and his wife, I thought was an extremely compelling scene. And then the world, I think the world of Nuke, and it's not fair to compare it, but it is the only thing I got on my mind right now. I think the world of Nuke needed the touch of a movie that came out decades later, Dread. What Dread did with slow-mo of this is really controlling the world. This is how the criminals dominate. And they kind of did a lot like talking about it, but I didn't feel the world this time. It was just exposition with another. That was a big missing ingredient for me. And I was trying to touch on that and figure it out as the movie went. The first one, I felt the world. I didn't feel like this was lived in. it seemed very surface and trying to be. This is exactly 1990. Wow.
Oh yeah, we said transition from 80s and 90s. They filmed this in 89. It came out in 90.
Yeah.
It's that.
Okay, so it's exactly that. Wow. Yeah. So, but when they started like tear him open and strip him down to pieces, I was like, wow, what a compelling concept. They set it up. It's not just. I don't think it's us just being. This is the movie. I didn't know. There's no version of this movie that I wished it would be something.
No. We thought of 10 different things that we would have gone with that plot point it gave us.
Yeah.
And then we'd go like, okay, we're here now. Let's go this way with what it could be. And then it kept just abandoning the interesting ones.
Yeah, because you got the cops on strike.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting world to set up of how the what is it called? Omnicorp? Omnicorp
to take over and privatize the city.
Yeah, they're controlling it. They're paying to keep the cops on strike. Like that was smart ingenuity, and a great follow up from the first one. Since the cops in the first one were saying we should go on strike, and then, we set it up. They're going. I'm like, okay, perfect, great sequel setup. And then RoboCop, the one hope for law enforcement, is now torn apart.
And that gets the stakes so you can fight a human like we talked about.
And they display it on the cops who are fighting for their rights.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is hopeless for them.
And we had 5 minutes with that. They were like, his body. And then he's back.
Then they reprogram him, and they've took complete control over him and made him not at all what he is designed to be.
And that's like half an act. Like that was like 15 minutes.
It's like maybe 15 minutes. And it's funny, but interesting. And this is very, very different. And as they're building some other sinister machine, and then they just can it. It really starts to bum you out.
And the commentary on like controlling drugs and the world that Frank Miller does so well, which definitely, it's funny when I watched RoboCop 1, I kept thinking like, man, I bet Frank Miller loved this. I think we even talked about it.
Yeah.
And then this one being written, Frank Miller feels a lot like his Dark Knight Returns with, the bad guys running the town and even the shadowy figure talking, like all that stuff is very Frank Miller, but they don't let you live in the world enough. With that, I think the idea was that opening would show you like, this lady beats up an old lady, this goes over here, these girls take this, and like that's not enough. Like, so it never felt like there was actually stakes with the world that then they have to refer back to.
Yes. Oh yeah, man.
Like, and Kidpin, like he worked sometimes, and it wasn't the actor. Oh, I forgot to look at the kid's actor's name. I'm wondering if he did anything else. But like the Kidpin worked, but it was just hard to see the actors acting around it because sometimes it like plausible deniability went away, sometimes suspension of disbelief went away. Also, the mayor was like sometimes in a totally different movie with how big his performance was, and his performance was like this big eccentric thing that almost felt like the satire that Verhoeven does so well. But then the kid was so like in this grounded zone. It was just really tricky.
I don't think Irvin Kershner, and maybe some of this has something to do with the writing itself. I don't think the handle of, because the first movie had such a great balance of satire without becoming spoof or parody or feeling corny or goofy. Like it knew how to be, like the first one's like practically perfect. With knowing how to be all these elements and then also take it seriously and then find it intense and be emotionally gripped. And I can't say I was ever once emotionally gripped by anything that happened in this movie. The one part where I thought I might be was the thing with the wife, but then after I was never gripped. I would go into modes where I was very interested, or I thought like, oh, this is thought provoking, or I'm appreciative of what they're talking about right now. And there's some cool set pieces. I really actually like the one where RoboCop is on the truck.
Yeah.
That was really well done.
And the set piece where he's like dismembered and they're walking him through the police station, I was the closest I was to emotionally invested. I was like, because I care about RoboCop and Peter Weller does such a good job. Him disassembled, I was like totally invested in that, mirroring the first.
So
that was where I was like, oh, and then like that was the thing I think they abandoned quickest. And then I was like briefly very invested in the idea of like controlling the drug narrative and like fueling a city by making it like we're gonna be 100% of this, and the mayor being like, ooh, I guess that kind of works. That was a fascinating plot point. And then they abandoned that immediately. The kid died like 3 minutes later.
Yeah.
Like there's so many moments that were almost.
Yeah, this is very much the potential movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of the biggest examples of a sequel going right and wrong simultaneously that I've seen in a long time. Like when people used to talk about sequels never working, this is a great example of like, oof, so close.
Yeah. I genuinely mean it. I think Peter Weller is sensational. He really helps elevate this movie.
Yeah.
The performance he gives as RoboCop, I think, is, people talk about, that term, criminally underrated. And I think honestly, I feel like him as a performer as Alex Murphy,
yeah,
is very, very underrated, because it's a role that's easy to write off, as you just got to pretend. It's like when people, like, I'll give it to you if you talk about, like, and I don't agree with it, I'll give it to you if you talk about, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger as, like, a Terminator, right? It's a very specific kind of performance. Here, Peter Weller knows how to bring depth to this character and the struggle with the emotional development of man versus machine all happening internally. I think it's excellent, and I feel like anytime he's on screen, it's because of Peter Weller knowing how to. That it's the same thing of what Carl Urban had to learn how to do, and not the same thing, but similar. Where you're not going to see this guy's eyes, you're not going to see his nose, or when Pedro...
He's miming. Like, he's literally got, like, less than Cyclops' face. He's got nothing.
Like, a lot of communication is body language and tone, and he found a way to do that with this one and the last one. Like,
and the
I think
comedy
he's
and
great.
just changing how he presents his mouth when they reprogrammed him was genius. Like, that was
Yeah.
such impressive acting, because obviously it was played for laughs, but even when he wasn't speaking, his mouth was being carried in a different way, and his body language, like, that's incredible mime work. And I was also really impressed that there's only one flashback. I think a lesser film would have had way more flashbacks to him pre-RoboCop. You see him as him once.
Right. And I think I like how they put the pedal to the metal here on the capitalism side of things.
Yeah.
And carrying over our people from the last movie, which
something the 80s and 90s did great. That's one of my favorite things about the Lethal Weapon movies, is that each of the Lethal Weapon movies has the same group of cops. So when, like, you lose them in the third one, you're really invested in, like, you've lived with those cops. It's not just the leads, it's like the whole family of them. And I think that 80s and 90s movies did a lot better job making a series feel coherent, and this felt like that, where, like, we see the same cops come back, we're invested in those characters too.
Well, the corporation people too, I think, bringing them back and watch. I like the idea. That's what I mean. Like, I don't feel like this movie was void of ideas, because
Almost had too many ideas.
Yeah, I think so, because nothing really got to meet its potential, its full potential. Nothing here got to meet its full potential. And I did not come into this movie wanting to hate it. I came and just thought it might be fun. Like, I thought it might be a fun bad movie.
I thought it was going to be more like the first Dread, where it's like, this is fun because it's like, well, this is whatever it is. And then when it got good, I was actually more bummed when it regressed.
Yeah.
Like, if this had stayed a C...
I didn't expect any good.
Yeah. Like, if this had stayed a C, I'd be like, well, I heard it's like a D or an F, so I'm happy. But when this, like, touched that A- point and then dropped to a D, that's way more of like a, come on, like, I'm tired.
Yeah. No, that bummed me. It bummed me out by the time we got there.
And then the last 20 minutes, 17 or so minutes, when it's just like, all right, it's an action movie. I'm like, but RoboCop isn't. Like, that was when we watched the first one, we both kept saying, like, I can't believe this isn't just an action movie.
No, it felt like it became perfunctory with it, because I thought there was again, like, oh, interesting. This guy who, the cult leader dude, what's his name? Zolo? What's his name?
Oh, it's Cain. Like,
Cain.
I think, like, Cain
Where
and
did I get
Abel, I'm
Zolo
guessing.
from? Did you say something about
I don't know, Zolo. I think it's like a Cain and Abel thing, I'm guessing. Some.
Oh, it's because you, Arnon.
Oh, Arnim Zola.
Yeah.
That, like,
that's
Winter
what you said.
Soldier, his little
yeah.
face.
That's why you said. That's why I was thinking of that. Yeah.
But he definitely had that vibe, which is also very Frank Miller. That's comic-y.
Okay, yeah. Because he's the one who dismembers or instructs the dismemberment of RoboCop, which I love the body horror again to that moment. And he's the one, preaching about the philosophical understandings of what they've done to this guy. And, so I loved him turning into this monstrosity.
And that we didn't see it so clearly telegraphed was so great.
I think him turning into that, like, oh, that's sinister to do, and like, it can work on a multi-layer.
Yeah.
And I even like the goofiness of, like, his brain in his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was fun. But then he's just nothing. He's just nothing. He's just it actually, I think, it makes him less threatening when it's just like Ed 209 is more imposing to me.
Yeah.
Even though this thing is like a super advanced hyper thing, and they're telling us there's a brain in this one.
Yeah.
I felt it was more of an empty vessel.
Scorpion King face didn't help.
Oh, that was something else, man. That was like Lawnmower Man.
Yeah, that was bad. It was, I mean, I don't know. So much worked, but a lot more didn't.
Yeah.
I think this lands at like a C for me.
The last I want to say like 40 minutes really started to turn me off a lot. It was very. There's a solid hour here that I really enjoy. This was like almost 2 hours, and there's a solid hour here, or close to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't really have much issue with the first. Like I was like, yeah, I mean, comparatively, there's stuff I'm not big of a fan of, but yeah, there was like maybe 45 minutes. I really enjoyed. Some stuff I kind of loved. The music was good, solid.
There was sometimes it was really tonally inappropriate. Like sometimes the beautiful score of RoboCop was used in a way that like felt like a satire that wasn't meant to be. There were a couple times he was like doing something. I was like, I don't know if this is heroic.
You know, I heard. It's funny. I heard Irvin Kershner was not like really the director of Empire Strikes Back.
I've heard that too, but I don't remember who.
I've heard that.
Like George Lucas actually was, or who actually?
Yeah,
was?
like George Lucas would like kind of step in, or was it Return of the Jedi? It might have been both. And I heard Irvin Kershner. This was the last movie he directed, and he's only done TV since.
Wow.
Which is fitting to me because it felt shot
very TV.
It felt flat in the way
a lot of the lighting.
Shot. Oh, just the lighting and the framing. There was no real distinct voice or style. It really felt like made for TV in the way like made for TV on a bigger budget.
Yeah,
you know, and
serviceable.
There was nothing really cool about the way it was shot. Like that was something that surprised me about the first one was, oh wow, there's really great framing.
Yeah, there's a lot of language in the first one that's just imagery, which I loved.
Yeah.
That first movie is so exceptional. I really can't get over how good that first movie was.
But the pace to this, I don't like. I don't like the pacing, especially in the last 40 minutes. The energy I feel like is void. There's no fervor to the direction here. I gotta say, like, I think a lot actually fell on the way this movie was directed, and I have to look up right now if there was something that went wrong.
Yeah,
behind
I'm like
the
so
scenes.
curious. I'm gonna read the Reddit immediately and get on like Wikipedia.
I really,
is there behind the scenes drama?
I really want to look it up. Coy, do you mind?
Let's do it. I'm very curious too, because like halfway through, I was like, "What a hodgepodge of things!
What the shit happened here?" Also, the relationship with his partner just was
didn't care.
Another vessel. What went wrong with RoboCop 2? Okay. What did Joe Blow say? All right. Other than Jesus, it's such small font. Hold on a second, guys. We will get you that. We will get you. Again, see, they're blaming the screen, but that's part of why you
disagree.
That's part of where you get I feel like
half-baked, unfinished ideas. There were things that needed more fleshing out. I agree because there were so many interesting things.
Like the script is by no means perfect and definitely needed another pass. But I'm like, I don't feel like that's the shitty thing about being a writer.
Wow, look at the difference in box office today versus then. Highest grossing movie on 14.1 million during its opening weekend. That's insane how different box office expectations are, and the tickets were like $3.
Okay, hold on a sec. What were the behind the scenes problems with RoboCop 2? I'm just gonna get very specific here. Let me see if I can find something.
Yeah, I'm really curious, like what developed over time and how much has been revealed, because like I feel like this is a lot of inside baseball, but now that we've entered that 4 decades mark.
Okay. So he declined to return for the sequel. Okay, Kershner's vision for the film was at odds.
Which we talked about.
I felt like the entire thing was at odds. The producers. So again, exactly
what we described.
Exactly what we said during the reaction was that it felt there was corporate input this time.
More action.
So they wanted it to make it a more action-oriented film, the producers, and less satirical film than the original. And we were just saying how they did not know how to capture the satire.
Which is what makes the first movie so special.
Okay. The
rush production looks like.
Rush schedule, okay. Gave the production very little time to work. You feel that. Peter Weller wasn't happy with the script and film's direction. He clashed with Kershner on set. Again, see?
Called it.
The direction. I can understand the script, but part of a director's job when selling the vision is to work with your writers on it. Again,
Yeah.
you know, I'm saying the script's not perfect, but that is an integral piece. Okay, it was a success, sure. Unhappy star, poor special effects. Okay, so I didn't know if it was just poor
Or because
in,
the time.
in our retrospective,
Yeah,
but
because
no,
1990.
but apparently it was realized as that. See, I can't see this as a campy classic.
No, it's not
because-
quite in either direction.
Yeah, because it did not reach the. It never quite reached the point of like there was a moment here or there that was that's so cheesy. It's fun. But I can't. Some people view it as a campy classic, and to me, I'm like, no, this just became. It took itself too serious.
Yeah,
for
it
me
didn't
to-
quite get there. The satire was needed.
Yeah. Oh no, man, that was that hurt.
102 million worldwide. That's a crazy different bar.
Everything we suspected about
It's like
production
literally
process,
spelled out. It was like,
okay,
oh,
yeah, that,
those things you hear
that
about.
totally happened. Yeah, it's on screen.
That's so
you
interesting.
You can feel it from the vibe. Again,
Yeah.
movies are an emotional going experience. No matter what observations one might have, it always comes down to what are you feeling in your heart, and the emotion it conveyed was all the things I suspected went wrong with this.
Yeah,
film.
because it's people bearing their souls. That's what art is. And this definitely felt like it was 100
Yeah.
people with different perspectives going like,
And the irony of a movie that starts out thematically about the question of what is a soul to then become such a soulless
Are you
experience.
saying too many corporate interests might override the humanity of a situation,
Which-
making it more
like,
dull?
Like the movie that
It is RoboCop 2.
That's the strangest part about it. You know, is that's what the movie's trying to talk about, and then
Yeah.
you got the producer stepping in and be like, "You can't do that."
You know, take that apart. Take it, rebuild it, make it less old. And obviously, calling it RoboCop 2 in the movie was clever, but now in our life, RoboCop 2 being the thing they built,
And
that
then
is soulless.
And I can imagine for Peter Weller, it's conflicting. Like when you're the director, you got to orchestrate this kind of thing, and then you got to conduct the set. But then you got like the producers and the studio people above you who are giving you orders, and you got to
paying for it,
and you got to conduct, and then of course you're going to clash with your actor.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to do that because you're like, you can't satisfy both.
Yeah, especially if you're changing
Yeah.
the tone on the sequel that he clearly loved in the first.
Yeah, I feel like Irvin Kershner wanted to probably make a better film
action.
than this. Yeah,
Yeah, and like a better action movie. And I think
Sure.
Peter Weller probably would make a satire because there's a lot of that in the script. Oh, man. Well, that was an interesting journey, y'all. Glad to have seen it, though. Overall, very glad to have seen
Very
it.
glad we watched it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, that was a good journey. I'm like, not going to watch it again, but I'm glad to have, like, gone through that experience.
No,
RoboCop 1, I will watch again. I loved it.
Unless RoboCop 3 is like, okay, this is so bad that it's enjoyable.
I mean, I honestly feel like we just go to the reboot if we're making that decision. Because if we're going to go so bad, it's bad instead
I've
of.
heard the reboot's not that bad.
I like, what's his name? Kinnaman.
I heard it's like very serious. But,
Yeah.
but
Because, man, that first one's so
it's like
special.
slick. I think I've seen it. I just don't remember.
That is not a good sign that it's not
That's
that bad.
me, man. You got.
There's a whole decade Greg just missed.
I have that memory problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for us because we get
It's
to
good
dive
for
back
me. It
in
allows
and
me to
enjoy
re-
some
Allows
stuff.
me to revisit shit, but I can't tell you anything that specifically goes down in that.
There's a
movie.
lot of 80s and 70s I missed, and Greg missed the 2000s by way of being a little toasty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident I saw it at least once. Yeah.
I'm very intrigued. Well, let us know in the comments what you want us to dive into next. I've rather enjoyed these 80s action movie adventures with Greg, but we just did a 1991. But this whole tone I'm really about. So let us know in the comments anything you want us to check out. Please do like, share, subscribe, hit that notification, all the things. And we will see you very soon. Much love, Reject Nation.
Whoa.
Oh,
we should shout someone out.
Shout someone out.
Mikhail Linden. I'm going to look up real fast. This guy's from Sweden. He's from Sweden, okay? And I feel like Sweden is in need of a RoboCop. So, Mikhail, here's what we got to do. We've got to get you killed first.
Oh.
And then we have to turn your body into that of a cybernetic... I'm trying to type a whole different question while also
speaking,
giving a
and
shout
it's
out.
very
And I
funny.
realize I cannot
I'm
do
just
that.
letting you do it. It's been-
What is the crime rate in Sweden? And then we got to turn you, my friend, into a cybernetic organism designed
Only for saving.
my friend.
Modos.
And then, because right now, let's see here. In 2022, out of 100,000 inhabitants, the crime rate was that of only 15,000. Most of that being theft, drug-related offenses, and robbery. Lack of murder, though.
So, I mean, they got health insurance.
Homicide rate is low.
We die easier here because we got a lot of things where you can't save people.
Most crime rates are nonviolent. And that would be the dilemma for your people of Sweden.
Just assess RoboCop.
People will be like, we don't need this RoboCop.
Stockholm, it's higher, so he'd go there, but they'd still be like, bro, it's just like a petty drug charge. What are you doing, RoboCop?
We don't need you to be shooting us.
Can't imagine he's cheap to run, RoboCop.
It would not be cheap. It would probably run the country dry.
It would, I mean, I imagine it's like nuclear or something.
I think we would probably make
bankrupt Sweden.
The economy would be in complete disarray.
Just shambles, because that's a very small population in general.
That would be your fault, and people would blame you. You would not be making Sweden better.
No, you'd be the bad guy in RoboCop.
In fact, this was a horrible idea, and I don't know why you agreed to it.
Poor writing versus studio interference is what happened as per RoboCop 2. And in this case, we're both. But we appreciate you being a patron while we sully your country with our bad idea.
That's the American way.
That's what we do. We're going to invade, we're going to colonize, we're going to make bad ideas, we're going to pretend it wasn't us, we're going to get out of there.
Yeah, that's how we get out.
Sweden.
Sweden.
Fuck us.